Hey, my friend, Kirby here of KirbyAndersen.com. Have you ever had one of those days where you felt like everything just went wrong from the very moment that you got up? Well, of course you have, and so have I. And we don't want to start off talking about things like that, but I do want to take a few moments and talk with you today about why a productive tomorrow depends on tonight. In fact, the decisions that you make before bed is going to make a huge difference in your day tomorrow. Now, recently I had one of those days that we were just talking about. In fact, the best way to describe it is I felt like George Costanza in that Seinfeld episode where George came to the realization that every important decision he had ever made was wrong. In fact, he would have done better to just do the opposite of his natural inclinations. And that's what I realized on this day I'm about to describe to you. I eventually realized that it all started by me staying up later than what I should have the night before. Now, I know that that may seem overly simplistic and maybe just a little bit crazy to you, but it set off this chain reaction of wrong choices the next day. In fact, it was one of those, what in the heck was that all about kind of days. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So basically, this day all started off the night before where I stayed up too late just simply watching a movie. There's nothing wrong with that, no big crime, and we've all done that before to our own hurt, and that was my situation. I went to bed too late, consequently, I woke up tired the next day, and I did something that I almost never do. I hit the snooze button. And not only did I hit it once, I hit it several times. As a result, I had to cut what is my usual energizing morning routine. I had to cut it short, and I ended up rushing into my day. Now, I had to do some morning writing that day, and even though that I have learned that I generally don't do good writing when I'm sitting at Starbucks, somehow that day I rationalized that I needed a change of scenery. And so I packed up my laptop, jumped on my scooter, and headed off to my favorite Starbucks. By the time I got there, I was excited, ready to make the best of this. Starbucks was filled. No tables anywhere. So I quickly figured out, well, I can do a 15-minute ride 7 miles down the road to my other favorite Starbucks, and won't be too bad, we'll redeem the day. I plotted out the fastest route. I knew exactly how to get there, even though I knew it was going to go along a street where there was some construction going on. I figured it would work out fine. Wrong, bad choice. By the time I did get to the second Starbucks, the line there was also extremely long, but I endured, and eventually I even got a table. Unfortunately, that table was underneath a sound speaker. Music was too loud. The people sitting on either side of me were talking and very animated. I couldn't do any writing whatsoever, and after a long, frustrating morning, that's all that I had to show for it, was just frustration. I couldn't even appreciate the scooter ride and the coffee that I'd gotten that morning. All of this was because of the poor choice that I made the night before, and I didn't go to bed and get the sleep that I needed. That one decision completely undermined my decision-making the next day. And I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about. We need great sleep, and we need plenty of it. There is no way that we can overestimate the value of that. In fact, most Americans today are sleep deprived, and it affects us in a huge way. It affects our attitude, our mental focus, it affects our decision making, even affects us physically, like weight loss and our physical healing. So we owe it to ourselves to get the sufficient amount of sleep that our bodies and our minds need. Now, most of us need 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I know that you may tell yourself you can get by on 5 or 6 or even less, and that may be true once in a great while, but for the most part, most adults need 7 to 8. So you need to decide now what is going to be your bedtime tonight. Determine what time that you need to get up tomorrow to get plenty of time so you don't have to rush into your day, and then back that up a little bit to determine the bedtime that's going to work for you tonight. So you need to set yourself up for good sleep. You need a sufficient quantity of sleep, but you also need to make sure that it is a quality kind of sleep as well. And you can do a few things to set yourself up for that, and I want to share with you at least 4 of those that work really well for me. Number 1, make sure and wind down before you go to bed. There is absolutely no way that you can run hard all day long and then just quick jump into bed and expect to fall asleep quickly and deeply. Even if you're dog tired, you're probably not going to fall asleep as quickly as what you want and had hoped for. You're going to have to start winding yourself down, probably about at least an hour before you go to bed. Simple things like dimming the lights, putting on some soft music, maybe reading a little bit, taking a hot bath, a hot shower. All of these things can help. And for goodness sake, cut the screen time. Now, you've probably heard as much of the research as I have lately on how this blue light from the TV, the computers, our smartphones, all work against the things that promote good sleep. So do yourself a favor and at least 30 minutes before going to bed, cut the screen time. Number 2, get things ready for your morning routine the next day. I love getting up in the morning and having everything absolutely ready for me so that I can hit the ground running for that great day ahead. I like to start off with a glass of lemon water, and I don't prepare that in the morning. I do that before I go to bed at night. I like to make sure that I have some coffee when I'm sitting down to read my Bible, so I don't want to go through all of that preparation. I have it ready the night before. I can just hit the button. I don't want to be bothering Gail by rummaging around in the closet looking for my exercise clothes the next morning. I do all of that before I go to bed, set it up out in the living room. It's all ready for me. I make sure that my Bible, other reading books, my journal, all of those things are available for me because I don't want to lose momentum by getting all of that stuff ready when I get up in the morning. Number 3, prepare your environment, and I'm talking about your bedroom, your sleeping environment. Set the thermostat so that the temperature in your bedroom is no warmer than 68 degrees. It makes a huge difference. And make sure that your bedroom is as dark as possible before going to bed. Now, I don't rely on even just great shades and curtains. There's always some kind of lights from the clock or something like that. I have been sleeping with an eye mask for 30-some years and highly recommend it. The other thing that you can do is to make sure that you're listening to some white noise while you're sleeping. Perhaps you have a fan that's blowing in the corner. Or you can get a sound machine or an app that goes on your smartphone that plays those great rainstorms or waterfall sounds. Any of that stuff can make a huge difference. All of this promotes good sleep. And number 4, set your alarm and your mental attitude. This is so important. Determining when is and how that you're going to wake up, because how you wake up is just as important as when you get up. Don't go to bed dreading that you've got to get up in just a few hours. Man, set your attitude with a positive, optimistic-filled kind of attitude, looking forward to a great day, being excited about the potential that it has that day, because the way that you go to bed is the way that you're going to wake up. When that alarm goes off in the morning, man, put a smile on your face, whether you even know what's going on. You might not even know what day it is. Condition yourself to smile, sit up right away, get up out of bed. Don't allow yourself to lay there because you are going to lose that battle with the mattress if you don't get out of bed very quickly. The great day that you want tomorrow is always going to begin the night before. And making better decisions tonight sets you up to make better decisions tomorrow. So what you need to do again, if you haven't already done this, is don't just let bedtime just come about whenever it kind of works out. You've got to decide that now. Determine what time you need to get up tomorrow morning so that you can have that energizing morning routine, that you don't head off into the day rushed, and then back up that get up time by about 7 or 8 hours and make sure that you get to bed on time tonight. Now, I hope that motivates you to prioritize your bedtime this evening. And if this video has been a help to you and you want to make sure that you get others as they come out fresh, then I would love to email them to you. Make sure that you head on over to KirbyAndersen.com, sign up for my email newsletter, and I'll make sure that you get them when they're hot off the press. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, then you also can subscribe there, and make sure you check the notes sections or notes down in the comments section so that you can find the link to this video to my blog that goes along with it. I hope that helps you today. Work hard today, live better, love more, build and leave the legacy that you desire, and make this a great day, my friend. Stay on target and pleasant dreams tonight.